Yo, it's your boy Trigger the Dino. We got some more 2XKO gameplay. Can't lie, Evil's going on right now. The 2XKO devs put out a Vi little update. I know they doing a little stream. I'm assuming this was on the stream as well. I didn't see what y'all been saying about 2XKO on Twitter. I don't like how y'all treating them, man. Give them a chance. If I don't have the tweet up right now, y'all are dead wrong for that, bro. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to see some Vi gameplay. Make sure you leave a like and a comment. Let's get right into the video, man.
Hey everybody, my name's Steve. I am a champ designer on 2XKO, and I'm with.
Hey, I'm Alex Jaffe. I'm the lead champion designer on 2XKO.
Vi is a champion that we knew we had to have in this game. We were super excited to get her ready for y'all to play.
A lot of people have been asking for Vi, like a few people at least. Is that right?
It's come up.
All the Arcane fans.
So for me, when I was stacking my options, I had Vi at the very top of the list, underline, bold. I just really wanted to work on this champ. My first competitive fighting games going up against somebody one-on-one was actually the Fight Night franchise, and that taught me a ton about like offense, defense, applying pressure in my games.
So you're basically saying like your whole life is culminating in this moment.
Pretty much, yeah, that's it. I've self-actualized. I want to start with like the heart of Vi's gameplay, which is her footwork suite. This is a type of move that you'll see on other boxers.
Footwork,
where
I like
she'll
that.
Take an explosive
I like
step forward,
that. Footwork.
ducks in towards the opponent, and you can use footwork
go front
in
or
or
back.
out. So you can sort of chain them together to like bob and weave with your opponent. And
like
footwork
that.
has a couple different options you can do out of it. You have a hook, an upper, and then this overhead punch that we call a knuckle down. You can chain these together as well. They work just like our other normals. Just really think of it as the normals you do. Part of what makes this stance so fun for Vi, this sort of like explosive forward step, is that you can take any of these punches and you can charge them. So that's where we get some of that power. You're ramping up the punch.
You can low-key bait somebody.
And when you charge these punches up, just like the regular ones, you can chain them into each other. You can go all the way up the tree.
Oh,
nice ground bounce on the opponent. But if you charge these punches, not only do you get bigger damage, better hit reactions,
do you get guard
higher launches, all that good stuff, you also get the ability
to
punch
cancel
through people's
back
into footwork, or really to cancel into any of her S1 specials. So this is sort of like at the heart of Vi's pressure. So Alex,
that's a true bait right there. Hey,
so if you're just gonna sit there, I can keep wailing on him. I can cancel this, but yeah. So I'm sort of putting him in a situation.
People are gonna try to interrupt that. That's where footwork could come in.
Now Alex might contest. Hold on, I was slow there. Yeah, so you can kind of set up your own punches, which I think is kind of cool. But there's other things you can do in footwork as well. It's not just like a pure, I'm going to punch you in this mode. I already talked about the weaving you can do back and forth. You can also, if you do a footwork forward and then you do it again, you can slide through the opponent, and this gives you opportunities to really set up some nasty situations. You can quickly hop to the other side.
She's going to be a
attack.
nasty mix-up character
To create a mix-up opportunity. And you can also go for One Girl Wrecking Crew, which is Vi's grab. Out of footwork.
Ooh, I love
this
that,
is kind of
bro.
a unique grab for our game.
The command grab is actually
command grab.
What?
But
techable.
Once again, you might already be thinking this to yourself. This is another opportunity for mind games with your opponent.
Yeah.
So footwork is actually projectile invincible at a certain point. So if I'm too slow, if you throw a time winder, so I tried to footwork there, I got hit. But if I time it up nicely. Yeah. I technically dropped that, but yeah, just the idea that you can just step right through these projectiles.
And it carries all the way to wall, bro. That's so nasty.
The game moves fast. There's a lot of space, a lot of real estate being taken up by hitboxes, right?
I know Vi is fast for sure.
And I think Vi just having this really aggressive projectile involved move that kind of makes you think twice before you start filling the screen with garbage, it's just perfect for her.
We knew that we wanted to capture sort of
She's like a counter to Jinx, though.
You know, she's from the streets of Zon, and she often like sticks up for her friends as kind of the protector. We have like Vi in the MOBA is more of like a slugger. Like you're building up a lot of power for big hits. You release that and just like bludgeon your opponent. You do a bunch of burst damage. But we want Vi to be a champion that a lot of players can pick up and play. So we ended up sort of doing this like staggered pacing on her kit where there's a lot to sort of jump in and have fun with right away. And if you want to engage with some of the more technical stuff, you're going to build those skills.
I remember being so
So
excited.
she probably
like, the first
newcomer
time I
friendly
really
for show
understood
too.
what the Vipod was putting together in terms of kind of mixing these fantasies of like, okay, like it's this sort of grounded, technical, intentional boxer with this like high-powered, explosive
Okay, I
energy.
thought she was
So let's
definitely
move on to
about
Vaultbreaker,
to
which is one of Vi's iconic
footwork
moves.
through his
Vi's
ult,
way
bro.
to pretty much close the distance. And unlike her other punches, where you have an uncharged and a charged version, Vaultbreaker actually has 3 phases. You can tap it for a quick punch that covers a lot of
Okay.
the screen. You can charge it to level 2 to go further and deal more damage. And you can actually charge it all the way up to level 3, where it'll tumble the opponent. They'll go smashed up against the wall.
Can you get hard knockdown off of that?
Yeah,
Like for sure?
Vi's the projectile.
I don't think
That's
so.
such a big part of our
Is that-
identity.
that's one of the
for
changes that they
Vi is
made, right?
These charged punches, but we also wanted to make sure there was something for like both ends of like the execution spectrum. Like we have this one sort of like demanding, like, hey, charge it, but just enough side of the spectrum.
But that's partially because that's also how we see Vi. Like in these early conversations we had about who Vi is, you know, we want to be really, really authentic to the character as she's expressed in multiple forms. We're like, is she all about like that one unbelievably big charge punch? Like, yes, for sure. Or is she about like tons of rapid fire punches? I think we really
She got a
realized
mix
that,
of
like,
both.
We did not have
She really
to,
a boxer.
limit it. We didn't have
I
to
ain't
restrict
gonna
it. She
lie.
is
Her
both these
hands
things.
is
There's room for
lethal.
both on the kit.
But we've already shown off a lot of things on the kit. I also want to highlight some of Vi's throws, just because I think they're neat. Her forward throw, she sort of shoves the opponent backwards, punches the ground. We have a lot of Vi sort of like smashing the earth, and then there's like, you know, collateral.
the gauntlets are for,
Yeah,
you
they're
said.
for breaking the earth. And then on her back throw, we're kind of leaning more into the boxer stuff, where on her back throw, she'll
me?
slip behind the
Oh
opponent,
my
do like 2
gosh.
shots to the body, and then a shot to the head to knock him away. So denting blows on her S2 it's a flurry punch, really. We let you mash this button as well. So if I'll do like a short little
Yeah,
combo.
I feel like she's gonna be
I'm gonna mash
beginner friendly for sure.
We get the
Get
little
to
cinematic
winging.
moment, more punches, more damage.
You do have to say bop, 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 bop for it to work.
It straight
effectively.
up doesn't work.
Yeah.
There's microphones on everything. Other things I want to cover just on some of the other S1 specials and kind of leading into more of like the boxer archetype for Vi was that her crouch S1, which is her blast shield. This
Yeah, that's a
attack
little
is
stun.
different from our parry. Counters both high and low attacks, so it can be a good defensive option for Vi. I'm gonna
High
pay any
and lows?
bar for it, which is
Does
a
it
huge
counter
plus. So
projectiles
actually, if you
though?
neutral jump
Because
and
it's a
then go
shield,
for
is it not?
Yeah, so you'll sort of get this electric shock, then you'll punch the opponent, and you have an opportunity to follow up. Just like a move that I consider like really foundational for boxers. We wanted Vi to feel very, very strong on the ground. And while she's in some ways weaker than other characters in the air, we still wanted to make her have a host of options that she can use that are maybe like a little bit more unconventional in the air to aid her approach and give you something else to do than just strictly playing grounded all the time. So
Okay.
some examples of that for Vi would be her air down heavy and her air S2. Like other characters in a game, our air down heavy is our cross-up attack. But for Vi, it's this really committed sort of like burst of exhaust and Hextech energy out of the gauntlets.
Right.
In a way,
Okay.
but you can use it to cross up the opponent, and if it hits them, they'll get electrified, so you can actually follow that up. The other move I mentioned
not
is her Air
bad.
S2, which is her Crater Maker from the air. Her Crouch S2 on the ground is regular Crater Maker. This is more of like an OTG or like an anti-air attack.
Very, very
But if you
high
do it in
hitting,
the air, it
brutal
just
anti-air.
probably comes
this
all
hits,
the way
this hits
down.
really high up. You can't see it here. Like it's hard to express how high up this hits.
Let's see. Let's
Yeah.
see. Oh,
Bad
my
hits.
word.
Yeah,
That
no,
wasn't- that
that's
wasn't even the end of it.
stupid.
Anyway, so Crater Maker hits
That's
really high,
stupid.
but we also have an airborne version of Crater Maker where Vi will pop forward a tiny bit before using the move. This lets her do things like maybe if I neutral jump, I can press RS2, quickly
And
get
if
on
you
the other
get
side, go
behind
for a
them, it
cross
still
attack.
hits if
It's
she's
really
close
punishable
enough.
if it's blocked. So we've covered a bunch of specials on Vi's kit. Let's talk a little bit about supers. So for Vi's S1 super, we have Relentless Force. So she'll charge up this massive punch, fly across the screen, hit him, and then it blasts Hextech energy out of the gauntlet to send him away. After the
Okay.
super flash, so starting now, this move is invincible, and it has like a very
Darius,
wide window.
did Darius move not hit right there? I'm sorry to pause. Did Darius move not hit right there though? Okay. I just want to see if his move hit. Oh wait, nope. Go back a little further. Here we go. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Yeah, his swing went all the way through though. Yeah, bro, she should be taking damage. Like, that's such a quick activation. She should be taking damage, right? Like, you're slashed. And then she
This move
just
is
goes
invincible,
through
and
it,
it
bro.
has
Like,
like a
that's
very
crazy.
wide window of invincibility.
I ain't gonna
so
lie, I
Vi
don't
can
like that.
plow through a ton of
I
different
hit you
attacks.
first.
But yeah, but it's also really good at sniping assists, which could be like a real part of your game plan, whittling down the assist's HP. So if you call Echo Assist, I can use my Relentless Force. I'll hit Echo, and I'll
you
actually
can hit
shoot the
both
shockwave
of
behind
them.
him, and it's pretty quick.
Echo still
But yeah,
takes
so let's
that
move to her S2
damage
super,
too.
which is Hyper Crater Maker. So that's her S2 super. She just like blasts her fist into the ground a handful of times, sends a big shockwaves, hits in a big cone. But this is another one of her moves that is mashable. So if I mash this, I get more damage, more hits, pretty much what you want.
That's our first
Okay,
mashable super.
okay.
First
It's
match
here.
super, bam. Expect more. And finally, those are the two supers. Let's move to Vi's ultimate, which is Cease and Desist. So if you've been at home wondering, where's the uppercuts? Here's the uppercut. It's coming. Where she pretty much uppercuts the opponent in the air,
I ain't gonna lie.
leads to a beatdown sequence, and we get this big, juicy charge punch at the end. Sends them flying. It also corners your
wait to see
opponent.
what I gotta
Vi
say.
wants them to be in a bad situation in the corner.
I know
So
people
spend your
feel
3
don't
bars,
really
get a bunch
like
of
that
damage, and get a
super
really
right
nice
now or that
post
ultimate
ult
right now,
situation.
bro.
No matter where
but
Vi is.
No matter where Vi is.
to be
You always gotta
honest,
keep it
I
in
feel like
mind when
we
she has 3 bars.
panicking
The
early.
idea, sort of even like early on in development for design, and I was talking with Kyohei, who designed Jinx, was that we wanted there to be like some parallelisms or just like harsh contrasts, but the two pair together really nicely. So I can keep you at bay with projectiles, and if things start getting uncomfortable, I can call in Vi to do her rush punch assist. Vi is sort of the same way, but on the flip side, where having Jinx or another long range assist lets you sort of stalk your
Get in
opponent,
there.
get closer, close the
Yep.
distance, and really
So they kinda
just get into your
complement each
ideal
other.
striking range where you can apply some close range pressure. Probably like one of the most common ways you're going to be using Vi and her teammate together are to set up these nasty footwork combinations. Where I'll like quickly use footwork
bro.
into slide
I
to get
didn't
on the
even
other
think
side of the
about
opponent.
that. Like, yeah,
then I'll call in
footwork
assist.
off assist.
From the other
Like,
side.
oh yeah, no, you're
And take you down from that side. So
Yo, what?
there's just lots of things you
What?
can do using Vi's inherent mobility.
The
And also,
execution is
playing with
gonna
her
have to be
range.
so
You might wanna
crazy.
Consider that too when you're like building your team compositions. But she also has the Crater Maker assist, where she'll hop in, punch the ground, and this attack hits off the ground.
Anti-air
actually. So if
assist.
you're playing a character like Jinx, who can take advantage of the situations, you can do something like this. And hit him off the ground and take it from there. So these supers, like I mentioned, they cover the horizontal and the vertical spaces well, but that also works nicely with Double Down, especially with Jinx and her suite of supers. So I'll just show you right now. So if I combo into Relentless Force, we get that big punch, blast the opponent away, and then we can switch over to Jinx, and she'll shoot her.
still
she'll shoot her
picks it
zapper.
up.
So that combos really nicely from like everything
That
stays
ain't
on
bad,
the
that ain't
horizontal
bad.
plane. You can catch them with both supers.
Love how that looks.
That does a ton of damage too. But yeah, those are just ranges, like sections of the screen that Vi can cover really efficiently with Double Down. You can do some other tricks with it too, but we'll leave that to y'all to figure out the best ways to use the properties of these moves. Thanks for tuning in. We're so glad we got to show you a little bit of Vi's gameplay and talk about.
All right, bro. I think they also had a little bit of gameplay too, like of them playing the game on their stream. All right, man. I can't find it. I'm not gonna make us go back through it. If they upload some gameplay, maybe I'll upload a video on that. But without further ado, I ain't gonna lie. Vi looks actually pretty cool. Not gonna lie, she looks very, very beginner friendly in my opinion. Like, I feel like newcomers and people new to the game will be able to pick her up really, really easy. Like, a lot of people who first play the game, it's gonna be real easy. But yeah, without further ado, bro, she looks cool. Can't wait to get my hands on her in September. Without further ado, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.